Hey soldiers, things aren't looking too good for Sam Bankman Fried. Another former FTX executive has flipped. He is cooperating with the U.S. Attorney's Office, and it looks like Sam Bankman Fried made a statement, he's got a big mouth, that probably acted as the catalyst for this guy approaching the government and working cooperatively with them to convict Sam Bankman Fried. So at the end of this video, after you have these facts, I want you to tell me, do you believe, just tell me in the comments, do you believe that what Sam Bankman Fried said was at least partially responsible for this guy saying, you know what, let me get him before he gets me? All right, guys, so go ahead. If you haven't enlisted and become a part of the Soldiers of Finance Army, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You will not regret it. Again, this army, we don't make you do PT or anything like that. We don't send you to foreign deployments away from your family. You can enjoy all the rights, privileges, and benefits from the comfort of wherever it is you are with your smartphone. So let's jump right into this and see what the latest is with the FTX scandal. Now, this guy, Nishad Singh, right? Nishad Singh, he was in the inner circle. He's planning to plead guilty to fraud. He was the former engineering director for FTX, tight with Sam Bankman Fried, and knows where the bodies are buried, along with, of course, Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang. So Nishad Singh is planning to plead guilty to fraud charges for his role in the alleged scheme that brought down FTX and has now inconvenienced depositors, creditors, the whole nine yards. And inconvenienced is probably too soft a word. These people have lost a lot of money. Bloomberg reported Singh's plea deal with the federal prosecutor's office in New York has not yet been finalized, and it was not immediately clear what the outcome of the plea deal would be for Singh. Now look, Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang, they're the results of what they're going to get from this plea deal that they've proffered. It's not clear what they're going to receive, if anything, in exchange for their cooperation. Now, the reason for that is so that the defense attorney cannot cross-examine these individuals and say, well, isn't it true that you've been promised leniency for your testimony here today? And as it stands right now, with them not being offered anything, the honest answer is no. Now, Singh, as I said before, he may have a very good reason for saying, you know what, this is very important for me to approach the government and cooperate with them because, Sam tried to do me dirty here. If Singh takes a plea deal, he will join the ranks of other members of Sam Bankman Fried's inner circle, including former Alameda CEO Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang. FTX co-founder, Gary Wang, of course, is the FTX co-founder, and he was the chief technology officer, the guy behind all of the programming. And Sam has tried to throw him under the bus, too. In an interview, he actually said, hey, I didn't know about the technology piece of it. I don't code. Basically saying, hey, you might want to look at the guy that does, and that's Wang. He did something similar, and we'll see in a second, with Singh. And, of course, we mentioned that Caroline Ellison is the former CEO of Alameda, the hedge fund. Now, both of them are cooperating with prosecutors in their case against the former FTX CEO. There's a question about whether or not Caroline Ellison is cooperating with the bankruptcy courts, but she is cooperating with the U.S. Attorney's Office. Now, Bankman Fried, he's pled not guilty to 8 felony charges, and his trial begins in October. So far, it's scheduled for October. Singh is also potentially facing charges from the Commodities Futures Trading Commission and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for his role in the collapse of FTX. According to filings from the FTX bankruptcy estate, headed by John J. Ray III, Singh received a $543 million personal loan from Alameda Research. That's a lot of money. I wonder what the interest rate was. Singh, 27, is a graduate of the University of California at Berkeley. This is where he met his longtime girlfriend, Claire Watanabe. Now, she would later join FTX as its head of marketing and HR, so she was high-ranking as well. Now, Claire Watanabe and Singh, they resided in the Bahamas penthouse with Bankman Fried, Ellison, Wang. They all were in there together with other employees, which is weird as hell, man, because, you'd think that with all that money, you'd at least be able to buy your own place, right? Hey guys, look, you guys live here on the penthouse floor. That's cool. I'm in the penthouse of the building right next door. I need some privacy. I can't live with you. We work 24 hours a day. We're together. I can't do it. But whatever, there are rumors that they had a unique relationship with the whole group, and whatever. So it worked for them until it didn't. Like Bankman Fried, Ellison, and Wang, Singh was an ardent supporter, or so he said, of effective altruism. And the quartet comprised the board of the FTX Foundation. That was all smoke and mirrors because they were, unless the altruism, directly related to them, it doesn't look like they were engaged in much effective altruism. Now, back in November, when this whole thing broke out, Sam Bankman-Fried said something extremely interesting about Wang and Singh, all right? But I think what he said about Singh played a role in Singh saying, you know what, this guy's trying to throw me under the bus. So SBF said, again, back in November that, two people had left the company. The disgraced tech mogul, Bankman Fried, who resigned as the company's CEO on Friday, told Vox's Kelsey Piper that both co-founder and chief technology officer Gary Wang and director of engineering Nishad Singh were no longer at FTX. Bankman Fried didn't explicitly say whether the two executives had quit, though his comments implied that. He told Piper that the company could be saved if, quote, either Gary or Nishad comes back, unquote, or it wins a jurisdictional battle against the state of Delaware. When asked to clarify whether they were both gone, Bankman Fried said that Wang was, quote, scared, unquote, and Singh was, quote, ashamed and guilty, unquote, because FTX customers' deposits had been lost. All right, so when this thing broke out, can you imagine if you're Singh and you're seeing one of the many interviews that Sam Bankman-Fried did against his attorney's advice? He's running his mouth, and he implicates you. He just says flat out, hey, I think the guy was guilty because the deposits have been lost. He just flat out implicated you, okay? So I'm sure Singh was like, you know what? I need to get my ducks in a row because he's just demonstrated that he's going to sell me out the first chance he gets, especially if it means saving his own hide. FTX and Bankman Fried did not immediately respond to requests for comments from the insider after those comments were made. But he uses the word guilty. I think that Singh is ashamed and guilty. Wow. So Singh is saying, hey, let me see what I can do here to, get through this in such a way whereas I serve the least amount of time possible for whatever culpability he allegedly may have. And as of this point, everything's alleged in terms of what Sam Bankman-Fried has been charged with, okay? He has not been proven guilty. The government still has to put on a case, and they have the burden of proof, okay? But it's looking like the government is stacking up witness after witness. I don't think that Singh will be the last person to flip. And, the government is probably arranging this such that, hey, unless you hurry up and cut a deal, we might have everything we need and we might not need you anymore. So we might just come after you and there will be, no more chairs available when the music stops. So go ahead, drop a comment and let me know if you think what Sam Bankman-Fried said was partly responsible for Singh's decision. Also, check out this report we did on the possibility that his bail, Sam Bankman-Fried's bail, could be revoked. Guys, I'll talk to you soon.